You are carving through the canyons, you commit to a blind corner, and suddenly there is a large patch of loose sand and gravel scattered right across your driving line. Your first instinct is going to scream at you to react, but if you panic and grab a handful of brake or abruptly roll off the throttle, you are going to lose your front tire and crash. Surviving an unexpected slick surface requires you to process the hazard calmly and execute a precise 3-part physical sequence. We will also go over a specific practice drill you can use to build the necessary muscle memory for the sequence, long before you encounter a mid-corner hazard in the wild. Training your body to override its natural panic response with these specific movements is what keeps you in control and out of the ditch. Step 1 is about momentum management. When your bike transitions from grippy asphalts onto an inconsistent surface like dirt or sand, you have to keep your forward momentum completely consistent. To do this, immediately slow your hands down. Treat the throttle like it is locked on cruise control, and whatever you do, do not suddenly disengage the clutch. And here is the absolute cardinal rule of traction loss. Under no circumstances should you touch the brake levers. This top-down diagram shows exactly why. When the front tire rolls into a low-friction zone and you apply abrupt braking forces, you demand traction from a surface that has absolutely zero grip to give. The tire's trajectory instantly snaps sideways, and the bike washes out. Passive, steady hand inputs are your primary defense against that front-end washout. Now that your hands are locked, Step 2 addresses the mental challenge of target fixation. When a hazard suddenly appears in your visual field, human nature begs you to stare directly at it. The problem is that a motorcycle naturally drifts towards exactly where your eyes are focused. Look at this rider's POV graphic. Locking your vision onto the sand generates a trajectory line steering you right into the hazard. Watch it update. By maintaining a high visual horizon and locking onto the exit, the trajectory safely arches around the gravel. Intentionally commanding your visual horizon overrides the bike's tendency to drift, physically steering you out of danger. The third step involves the specific body posture required to manage chassis instability over uneven terrain. This diagram shows a seated rider on bumpy gravel. The kinetic energy shoots from the rear shock directly up the spine, shaking the motorcycle aggressively. But by standing slightly on the foot pegs, that energy dissipates into bent knees, keeping the upper body completely stable. When you hit a slick patch, the bike will aggressively wiggle and squirm underneath you. Let it happen. Your legs will act as natural shock absorbers to process that kinetic energy. Removing your static weight from the seat allows the bike to move independently, which prevents the movement from tossing you off balance during a slide. Knowing these 3 steps in theory is useless if your body freezes up in a tight canyon. You have to build the physical response beforehand. To do that, use a practice drill called dirt trailing. Find a safe, controlled dirt lot and intentionally ride your motorcycle over soft, inconsistent surfaces. The goal is straightforward. You need to physically experience the feeling of traction loss in a low-stakes environment, over and over, until the sensation feels normal. Deliberate, controlled exposure to a sliding tire is the only proven method to permanently eliminate your body's deadly panic response. The survival checklist for slick corners comes down to this: maintain passive hand inputs, keep a high visual horizon, and stand slightly up to use your legs as suspension. But simply watching a video is not enough. You have to actively put in the time at a dirt lot to make these reactions fully instinctual. Mastering these physical skills is what allows you to handle unpredictable road hazards and get back home safely every single day. If this breakdown helped you refine your riding technique, smash that subscribe button. Check out